If you are very young to reselling, you might think that, oh, it's not fair. I've put in a lot of work making an item complete, trying to prepare an item to be in the best condition, sending it out to the buyer, only for the buyer to reach out to you and say, sorry, this item does not meet my need. I want to return it. You might be angry at first. You might be disappointed. You might even feel like giving up. But I'm here to tell you today, given that I've been selling on the eBay platform for pretty much a very long time, I'm here to tell you that returns on eBay are perfectly normal. Just like selling items on eBay are also perfectly normal, returns of items are perfectly normal. When you continue to sell items, you come to realize that when you sell like 10 items, it's very possible that one might come back to you. If you sell clothing, this rate might be much, much higher. But for me, I sell electronics, and I've come to realize that sometimes when I sell 10 items, one tends to come back. And sometimes when I have a very good week, you say 10, 15 items, one or two is definitely going to come back. It is what it is. Sometimes you can't really influence what the buyer wants. Some people are not actually decided when they go onto eBay to click on the buy it now button. They just want to buy the item. And when the item comes to them, and then they realize that, oh, this is not exactly what I want. Perhaps it's too big. Perhaps it's too small. Perhaps the item, if it's a laptop or a computer, is not fast enough. There are 1,000,001 reasons in the books why customers can actually return items. So it's perfectly normal, but then it is what it is. Sometimes you have to chew it and just move along. But then there's this one particular return. Even though I've been selling for a long time, like I said, there are still some times that you get some returns and you just can't help but look up and say, nah, this is bad, and this is the case of this laptop here. Perhaps you can relate to this kind of situation. You buy an item right from the very first day you buy this item, you get this feeling that this item is going to be a problematic item. This was the case of this laptop. You see, right from the day I bought this laptop, I felt like this laptop, something was not right, I bought it, didn't want to return it back to the supplier because, yes, sometimes you have this very good relationship with your supplier. You guys understand yourselves. You don't want to do anything that want to hurt the supplier because sometimes, I don't know, sometimes maybe it's just me. I feel like when I'm dealing with a supplier, you just don't want to send returns to them. Sometimes you get items that are not in the best conditions. You get like 10 good items and you get just that one annoying item that is not in the best condition. I just personally don't feel like this is enough to start to call the supplier and say, look, I want to return this item. I feel like it kind of ruins relationships. So what I did was that as soon as I received this laptop, I felt like this was going to be a problem laptop. The reasons was not far-fetched. The battery was already getting swollen. And from my experience, if you open a laptop and you realize that the battery already has a little bit of swelling, you can be sure that the battery is no longer going to be in the best condition. But then, this is what it is sometimes. I was like, oh, not again. This is a very good laptop. I didn't want to return it for two reasons. First, I didn't want to hurt the supplier. Just wanted to be that clean reseller that keeps buying things and never ever return things, So, but then I took the laptop and felt like, okay, maybe I can do something about it. And truly, lo and behold, I switched it on and I realized that the battery on the laptop was bad. It was not a good thing because what that means is that first, I have to buy a new battery, or I have the option to try to sell it and include in the description that the laptop is in very good condition, is fully functional, but the battery is defective. But then I said, no, this will not be a good thing to do because if you decide to sell it like that, there are 100 people that will see that offer and would not be interested because a lot of people just want to buy a laptop. They don't want to start to worry about the battery. So what I did was that I felt like I could actually go ahead and buy a replacement battery for this because this particular model is a Lenovo ThinkPad T480 and the battery is pretty much easy to get online, either on Amazon or eBay, it doesn't matter. But then I went ahead to order one of these batteries. Kind of disappointed a little bit. It cost about 29 euros to buy a replacement battery. Mind you, it wasn't the original battery. All right, this was what I didn't realize in the beginning. The battery wasn't original, but it was a replacement battery that actually fits a Lenovo ThinkPad T480. All right, battery came 2 days later. It wasn't a problem. I saw it. Everything looks cool. The seller had very good reviews. I had no reason to imagine that the battery would not bring me any problem. So I went ahead to clean everything up, installed the battery, and I checked it. I charged it. Everything looked like it was good. So I felt, okay, this laptop is ready to be listed. Went ahead, cleaned the laptop, made very good photos, and then listed the laptop on eBay. All right. Lo and behold, the laptop sold because this is a very good laptop. It's a Lenovo ThinkPad T480, like I said. And this is one laptop that a lot of people want to have. This laptop has a lot of it's just crazy how this laptop has taking over the internet. You go on Reddit, on any forum, people talk about laptop, and you don't see this Lenovo ThinkPad T480 there. That discussion thread or whatever is not complete. This laptop has a very cult-like following on the internet. Everybody talks about it. It's a business laptop. It's a very good laptop. It says if you have a very good price, you list it on eBay today, there's every possibility that it will sell the next day. Of course, the condition has to be good and the price has to be very good. All right? So laptop sold, and now was the time to ship it out. As is usual of me, I went ahead, packed everything up, made sure the laptop was still very good, put the charger by the side, packed it, sent it to the buyer. I was happy that, okay, it wasn't going to be a super fantastic win in terms of profit, but I wasn't going to lose money. I was still going to make a little bit like 25 euros because of me spending additional money to buy the battery, but that doesn't bother me. The great thing was that laptop I've sold, and then it's just going to go away, and this is one transaction that you have to just put behind you. Sometimes it happens like that. All right, then the buyer received this laptop. First of all, that dreaded email that we all don't want to see. I don't want to see it either, but sometimes it just comes. Hello, thank you. I received the laptop. It works very fast, but the battery is defective. I was like, no, please don't tell me that this battery, I just replaced the battery, man. I just replaced this battery, and there was no reason for this battery to be defective. This battery was supposed to be new, supposed to fit onto a Lenovo ThinkPad T480 laptop. There was absolutely no reason for this to be coming. I mean, I didn't want this kind of message at this time, and this is what it is. This is what happens when you have that very painful return. It wouldn't have been a problem if it was just that I didn't have to spend extra money to buy the battery, but problem is I already spent money buying this battery. Laptop have been sent out, and there is every possibility that this laptop will come back to me. It was hurtful. They didn't want it, but it is what it is. I went ahead, contacted the buyer and said, look, this is a used laptop. I thought I could just write and make the buyer kind of see reason with me that, yes, with a used laptop, it's very normal that the battery might not be as efficient as it was from the beginning. All right? No, the buyer doesn't want it. Doesn't want it, and end of discussion. Okay, I did what I was supposed to do, sent out the return label. Buyer went ahead, did a very good job, I must say, and sent me back my laptop. All right? I said, when I received the laptop, I was a little bit disappointed, but I said to myself, this laptop is not what I can just count as a loss. Mind you, at this time, it's not even possible for me anymore to return this laptop back to the supplier, because most of these big-time suppliers, when you are a business customer to a big supplier, sometimes you receive like 1 week up to 2 weeks within which you can actually return the item. But I didn't want to return this item because I've already done a lot of upgrades on this laptop, and like I said, I just didn't want to be that reseller that will buy an item, and because of one flimsy reason, we want to return it. Although if you look at it from another perspective, the laptop, the battery being defective is kind of a good reason to want to return something, but I kind of imagine that the supplier is going to also tell me that, look, these are used items, and you ought to know that sometimes with electronics items that have batteries just tend to wear out over time. Nobody can give a guarantee on a battery. All right. Laptop now is with me. I'm kind of furious. I want to sell it somehow. I saw that the battery was really defective. It wasn't charging. I wouldn't know where the error was coming from. Perhaps because of the fact that this wasn't an original battery, it just happened that it wasn't charging the way it's supposed to charge. All right? So I was kind of angry with the whole situation, but I didn't want to give up on this laptop. I knew that I could still, even if not make profit, I could get at least my original cost of buying this laptop back. So what did I do? I went on to Amazon to actually buy, this time, an original Lenovo ThinkPad battery for this laptop, because I was already like, this is already a bad situation. Makes no sense to just now leave the laptop. I didn't want to now get this laptop apart and just sell it at parts, because it was really in a very good condition. If you look at the top surface, there were absolutely so little signs of use that it could actually pass out for a very good, a grade A laptop. And I knew that this is supposed to be like that. Why the battery wanted to be very difficult, I had absolutely no idea. So went out to Amazon, bought an original Lenovo ThinkPad battery, and then inserted it. From my end, everything was okay, guys. Everything was okay. I didn't even do a lot of tests, because since the battery is original, since it's Lenovo, there was no issue of compatibility this time. It was supposed to work like a new battery. So went ahead again and listed this item for the second time. Guys, for the second time, I listed this item again on eBay. And this item, lo and behold, sold again. Lenovo ThinkPad T480 is not a hard thing to sell. It's something that we always sell. It sold again. because I know this, I have the data to prove that a Lenovo ThinkPad T480 will always sell if listed on eBay. So it sold again. I wasn't excited that it sold. I was angry. I just wanted to get my money out of this transaction and close this transaction for good. All right. So once again, I went ahead, packed this laptop responsibly, and then shipped it out to the buyer. All right. This time, eBay had already transferred money to me. I was kind of like, okay, it is what it is. One of those bad experiences that you can have when you sell electronic items. Everything looked good. First day passed by, everything was good. Second day, no email. Third day, the customer wrote me and said the battery is defective. It charges to like 90% and it doesn't charge up to 100. And after about 15 minutes, the battery goes down all the way to 5%. And because of that, the buyer wanted to return the laptop. To say I was furious was to say the least. Man, I just didn't know what was going on. At this time, I was super mega angry. I was crazily angry with the fact that this laptop wanted to be difficult. This laptop wanted to be difficult. Guys, I was super furious. And it came to me, even though I've been selling on eBay, I've had thousands of returns. This one particular one came to me like a very, very sharp knife. I just couldn't bear it. It destroyed my mood, to say the least. But at the end of the day, like I said, there is absolutely nothing you can do when you have troublesome returns like this. I went ahead, issued a second return. At this time, it was already a lost transaction. When you get an item, you sell it the first time and it comes back to you, you are pretty much not on loss if you have bought it correctly. Sometimes you are just on even, you are not making any profit, you are not making a loss, you are just balanced. But at this time, I was already on a very good loss position. This was part of my anger that if I had known, perhaps from the beginning, given that I already saw the signs that this was going to be a difficult thing because of the battery that was already faulty. It's not to say that the laptop itself was a bad laptop. As a matter of fact, I have a Lenovo ThinkPad T480 that I use for my work. And this is just one transaction that just went south. Perhaps the laptop has some issues. It's used. It can happen that the laptop becomes defective. Then it didn't change the fact that I was just upset about the whole transaction. So the laptop just came back today. I received it. Luckily for me, it's still in a very good condition. Nothing has been destroyed in the course of this shipment, back and front. Nothing has been destroyed. Sometimes you are not so lucky. You send out an item like this, and if a customer have to return it back, it doesn't always come back the way you sent it out. But so far, so good. The laptop came back to me in very good condition. It's not been broken. The problem still remains, which is the battery is defective. And I really have no idea what to do at this point. So what I'm trying to do now is to possibly keep this laptop for myself and sell my own Lenovo ThinkPad in exchange. So it's just going to be like I got a new laptop for myself and I sold my old Lenovo ThinkPad, Unfortunately, I have to do that because if I have to keep this laptop just like that in the warehouse, it's going to be another death pile, which I really don't want. I've got a lot of these kind of broken laptops lying on around, and as a reseller or as a business, you just can't afford to be making losses like this here and there. So two things. I really have to make a decision. Sometimes if I receive items from my supplier, it doesn't matter. If the item is not coming in a condition that I'm impressed with, I'm going to really try to tell myself, look, this item goes back to the supplier. It's much, much better than you taking this item in, trying to be the nice retailer, and then going ahead to make losses. This transaction right now is already a loss transaction, but I'm not going to let it deter me. I'm not going to let it ruin my mood for the next week. Today is Saturday. I'm just going to make sure, sleep over it, see what I can do, possibly keep it for myself, and then sell my old laptop. So guys, just wanted to share this experience with you because sometimes you get that really painful returns. Don't let it ruin your day. Don't let it ruin your mood. Don't even let it ruin your motivation to keep selling on the eBay platform, because it's one of those experiences that you just need to take. Keep it in your bag, because there's going to be a time in your reselling career where you are definitely going to need the experience. I hope this video finds you well. If it does, you know what we do on the channel. Guys, support your boy. Go ahead and click on the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Until I see you again, possibly tomorrow. Peace.